Okay. So, when I started this stream earlier today, I started talking like I normally do right out the gate. But then I was watching the replay of this stream because I was going to get some stuff from the stream. And I go to the start of it and I'm a minute, no. I'm like a minute into myself talking. Like I'm mid-sentence. And then the stream starts. So I'm just going to start sitting here in silence at the start of the streams. And hope everything just ends up being okay. But what we are doing here tonight is, look, hey, I got some other, dude, the Twitch stream, why does this stream always just show up? Can this stream at least be muted when it first pops up? That's twice there. I almost mentioned the other platform. But I'm over here changing the title because their titles never save for me. So, I have to do that myself. Good to go. And make sure, are we live on YouTube? Yes, we are live on YouTube. Okay. And we should be good to go. Here we go. Yo, Mayo and Redstone, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. What we're doing here tonight is something I have yet to do in my Pokemon playing career. Now, earlier today, we did a shiny hunt. We were shiny hunting Heracross over in that area at the top of the map in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And one of the reasons why I decided to go off into that area is because that is the area where we did our first ever shiny hunt. And also, the very first stream here on the channel. Now, earlier today, we had a very successful shiny hunt. While shiny hunting in that area, we found both shiny Heracrosses, male and female. And also, we got a shiny Shinx. Where'd the balloons come from? But what we are going to go do now is embark on, I think, my first ever shiny hunt outside of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's a big day today. First shiny hunt outside of Scarlet and Violet. We shiny hunt all the time. We were counting out like 60-something shinies in the, I have no idea what's up with the, I have no idea where that came from. We have like 60-something shinies in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and that's where I've done all my shiny hunting. I've never gone and shiny hunted in a different game. What we're doing here today is embarking on my first ever shiny hunt in a different game. That game being Legends Arceus. Now, honestly, I think Scarlet and Violet is the best game to shiny hunt in. That's why it's the only one I've actually shiny hunted in. Because I've looked at shiny hunting in the past, I'm like, it looks just honestly miserable. Running around, encounter, over and over again. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But in Scarlet and Violet, with the open world spawns, we have the ability, because I was thinking, we do have open world spawns in Sword and Shield. But in Scarlet and Violet, the shinies spawn in the open world. So it's not like in Sword and Shield where the Pokemon spawn, but they can't spawn shiny. So what we're doing here tonight is going to Legends Arceus. And if I'm being honest, I don't even know how to shiny hunt in this game. I've seen videos before. I don't know if this is harder or harder or easier than Scarlet and Violet. Because Scarlet and Violet, you have the sandwiches. But Legends Arceus, it kind of tells you, like, it screams in your face if there's a shiny. You have the note or the audio cue, the visual sparks fly, and also the Pokemon's just shiny. Like, obviously, if there's Pokemon shiny, it's going to be easy to tell. So, I'm interested to see how this is going to go. We are looking for the big bad Lax. We're looking for Alpha Snorlax. I want the big mean Lax as a shiny. Because for those that don't know, you can't really shiny hunt him in Scarlet and Violet. You can shiny hunt Munchlax and Kitakami, which we did. And there is the static spawn of Snorlax in, I believe, the Timeless Woods. I know it's the woods at the top right of the Kitakami map. I believe it's called the Timeless Woods. Nonetheless, the woods in the top right of the Kitakami map, where you go and find the Kodiak Bear and all that stuff. In that area, there is the static spawn of Snorlax laying on his back asleep in front of the cave. Now, I don't think that one can be shiny. I don't think it can. So meaning that the only game I can really shiny hunt Snorlax in, one of my favorite Pokemon, would be Legends Arceus here. And we can get the biggest Snorlax there is with the Alpha Snorlax. So that is what we are going to be doing here tonight. fire up the game right now. Say what's up to all you guys. Yo, Intellion, thank you for tuning in. Mary, thank you for tuning in. Redstone, thank you for taking the time to tune in. You're gonna finish Legends Arceus. So I don't plan on finishing it right now. We will do that this week. We'll go back and we gotta battle Volo once again. But I thought, you know what? I kind of wanted to do a shiny hunt here. Kind of wanted to do the shiny hunt here. And do this. And he goes on the team immediately. Dude, I didn't even think about that. We could put him on the team. We could put Lax on the team. I didn't even think about that. What is the team right now? We put Regigigas back for Goku. And this is what we've got right now. And what we're going to do is go look for Big Mean Lax. Now, oh, where do I go? We were just there. It's not... Not there, not there. Was it over here? No. Where does Alpha Lax spawn? We found him. Maybe here? The Fieldlands? Let me look it up. I'm a bad streamer. I should have looked this up before. Where do you get Alpha Snorlax? Where do you get Alpha Snorlax in Legends Arceus? Now, is there only one instance of it? Obsidian Fieldlands. Okay, the first one. It was off to the right here. You know what? We can fly there. Do you know how to shiny hunt Alpha Mons? No, I was just going to keep running past them until they're shiny. Is there a specific way I got to do it? Am I going the right way? No, it was over here. It was over here. I'm pretty sure it was over here. Let's go in the fast mode. Yo, Drow, thank you for taking the time to tune in. Hope you have a good one. You don't... Do I have to battle them each time? Like, here he is. Look. Here's the big boy. Not shiny. So what do I do? Oh, he wants to smoke right away. Do I have to battle him each time and force him to despawn? Like, I can't just fly around here? I think you leave every time it's shining. Oh, leave the area? Oh, that would make sense. I could understand that. Oh my god, we found one of the things that gives us a max revive. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got it. So we just go back and forth, back and forth. Well, I mean, yeah, you guys are the ones that wanted me to play this game in the first... Mail, you're the one that wanted me to play the game the most. I wasn't going to play the game at all. I had no desire to play the game. Honestly, I wouldn't have played this game until we got the Legends Z game announced. Just because I was like, I should play the Legends game that's already out. I had never even thought to play this game. Because, I've explained this before, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were such a letdown. I'm like, I ain't want to play some other Sinnoh game they released during that same time period. So if I'm this high up and a shiny spawns down below, will I hear it? The boo! Like the sparkles fly? They got kind of lax off over in the corner here. They could have given him some bigger, better area. So I don't even have to go, like, check it, because it'll throw the sparks if it's shiny, correct? Like, the sparks will fly as soon as I pull up to it. Yo, Just Crafty, thank you for tuning in. No, once you place don't mean you're studying like a final exam. You should be. You guys should know the ins and outs of the game. Now, we'll just rock with this. I'm cool with this. Honestly, I should have looked it up before. That probably would have been a smart idea. I didn't. I was on TikTok while I was eating dinner. I was going to start earlier, but I was making this chicken in the oven, and I realized it took 40 minutes to cook in the oven. I didn't think it was gonna be that long. Sup, Lax? What are the odds on this thing? Yeah, buddy, it's raining. Why are you looking up at the sky like that? At least it's not far. It's not far whatsoever. I should look it up, right? How to shiny hunt alpha Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yep, this is it. You go look at the Pokemon. If it's not shiny, go back to the village and you're good to go. One in 4,000? Wait. The odds of this thing are 1 in 4K? 4,000? Well, you know what? We're going to take a stab at it. Because it's 1 in 4,000, it could be the 5th time we see it. Do you have level 10 research on it? I haven't. I've never caught one. Do I need to catch one for it to be shiny? That would be stupid if that's the rules. You have to catch one for it to be a shiny? I'm playing Pokemon X before Legends EA comes out. I want to understand the Kalos story. I was thinking... Oh, wait. I'm going the wrong way. I was kind of thinking the same thing. I might not play... I might, honestly... I might not play it myself. I might watch someone play it. I've played them, though, before. Maybe we do that on stream. Again, I don't know how to stream from a DS. I've been meaning to look that up. Imagine we see Leon in the Legends game and he just gets lost. I'd be cool with seeing Leon in the game. I like Leon. Like I said, I think the best champion we've seen in the anime, I would say. Everyone says Cynthia. Leon's better than Cynthia. Not in terms of game, like in-game, Cynthia's better than Leon. But if we're talking anime, Dande's the best one. He told Ash, you know what, let's go anything goes. We have Ash Ketchum, the main character of the story. His whole goal is to beat Leon. Leon's watching him just beat the piss out of everyone, except the fighting gym leader. And Ash is working his way all the way up to battle Leon. And he finally makes it to the big grand finals against Leon. Leon's been seeing him use Dynamax, Z-moves, Mega Evolution, all the different things he's got. You know what Leon says to him? You know what, Ash? I want to battle you at your absolute full strength. Let's do anything goes. Not just beyond anything goes. I don't even think that's allowed in anything goes. Being able to use Mega, Dynamax, and Z-move all in the same battle. He Dynamaxed. It was Gengar, right? Yeah, he Dynamaxed Gengar, Mega Evolved Lucario, or Gigantamax Gengar, Mega Evolved Lucario, and used a Z-move with Pikachu. It was insane. And then his Inteleon was dual wielding. Cynthia, on the other hand, couldn't even Mega Evolve her Garchomp in the biggest, coolest battle she was in. The one against Ash. She Gigantamaxed a Togekiss. No one wants to see that. I want to see your Mega Garchomp. You could use an emulator to play X and Y. Here's the thing with me. I've played games on the emulators. Like, I've played, again, this goes into how much I play Black and White. I've played Black and White and Black 2, White 2 on an emulator. Ooh, Rotom. I've played those. Now, if I'm being honest, I just like playing on the DS. It's fun. I just enjoy being on that console. Maybe just because of nostalgia or something like that. Shadow, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, did anything exciting happen? No, not yet. We're looking for Alpha Lax. And we have yet to find him. I don't expect to find him anytime soon, though, because, you know, if the odds are 1 in 4K, we've got a long way to go on this big boy. This might be a multiple stream shiny hunt. We might be stuck doing this for a while. Because, honestly, this is the only Pokemon I'd want to shiny hunt this game, besides the Hisuian Alpha Zoroark. That's the only other one I'd want. Hisuian Alpha Zoroark. That's the only other one I'd really say I'd want in this game to shiny hunt. Do you know modern odds? I've never heard of that before. I don't know what that means. You could rank up in stars to get the charm. I have more enjoyment doing this than going and getting the shiny charm. Because I feel like the time I'd spent doing that, because again, I'm not going to be shiny hunting multiple Pokemon in this game. That's not shiny, is it? No. I'm not going to be going around and catching all these different Pokemon that I want to get shiny in this game. This big boy down here is the only one I want in this game shiny. And Hisuian Zoroark as well. Yep, no. I ain't doing the level 10 thing. No way. Every Mon. I don't even think I've Rowlet to level 10. Ooh, you know what? After I ended the stream, though, on Friday, and I went over to the Pokemon, like, place where all your guys are stored, Hisuian Zoroark was walking around. It was so cool, because it's so big. Just got 2 shiny Cricketoots in a single outbreak. Dang, you got the luck! Wait, what does Cricketoots shiny even look like? Look at him jumping! He's working out. Lax is working out over here. Do you see him doing those jumps? Now he's going for a jog. Okay, Lax, I see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When will you fight Volo again? Probably sometime this week. One night this week, probably. I think what I'm going to do this week, because we did Legends Arceus all last week every night, and like we are at the climax of the game. I will finish the game, because that's like all we really have left to do, I'm pretty sure, besides get this shiny that I want. But I think what I'm going to do, we'll probably do that on Wednesday, maybe. Or tomorrow, I don't know what day. But one thing I want to do is I want to do a tier list. No, excuse me. There's a couple of smaller ones I've been wanting to do. And I figured to do them for the night stream. Because they're not going to take 4 hours like the morning streams are. So I thought it'd be perfect for a night stream. I want to do the fossil Pokemon. That's the next one I want to do. Like on Wednesday, we're doing the, don't get me wrong. On Wednesday, we're doing, what's it called? What gen are we on? Alola, right? Yeah, because we skipped Gen 5, did Gen 6. Last week we did Gen 5. Now we're on Gen 7, Alola. Oh my god, this one's going to be an awesome tier list. Honestly, one thing I've noticed with the tier lists, I always, like, I feel like in recent memory, as I've seen each generation get released, I'm always super critical of it when it first comes out. But, like, looking back a couple of years, bro, skip Gen 5 like game. I honestly did. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's the reason why we did it. Because, like, we had it scheduled where it's like, okay, if we get we'll get the Gen 5 remakes this week, and then we'll do the Gen 5 tier list. We ended up getting Gen 6 remakes. I was like, okay, we should do the Gen 6 tier list instead. So. Ooh, is that faster? Did I just... Oh my god, you guys are right. Yo, shout... Who said that? Yeah, Golden Koopa, shout out to you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, just press X and A. That's so much easier. Imagine, though, we beat Volo with the shiny. I've been meaning to go to the different camp like 5 times. I've never done it. Imagine we beat Volo with the shiny Lax. That would be elite. But as I was saying, I honestly kind of feel like when the new gens come out, I'm super critical of them at the start. But then, after a little while, like Alola. I remember kind of hating on Alola when it first came. Like, oh, this kind of looks like it sucks. I remember Galar kind of the same way. But now looking back on them, I'm like, I really like them. I think they're good. Specifically Alola and Kalos. Kalos is super small. That's kind of one of the biggest shocks to me. Kalos is only like 50-something Pokemon. That's insane. We did, though, have the Mega Evolution. Okay, I gotta go to the second one this time. We did have the Mega Evolutions and all that stuff. Which, I mean, I would take the Mega Evolutions over more new Pokemon any day of the week. Okay, now how do I get to Lax from here? Where was he even? Over here? Why am I turning? Is my controller... Oh, my controller just, like, stopped working for a second. Is he right here? Oh, this is faster. All right, big boy's not shiny. And back we go. Nope, we gotta go back to the thing. Brain's glitching out. Just realized that MatPat is a... I have no idea who that is. Just when you moved us on Friday, you were beating regular Giratina. We knew you would lose, but you didn't read the chat. We were trying to tell you about the original form Giratina. See, that's why I covered up the chat, too, because you guys are always trying to spoil everything. I had no idea we had to fight him twice. I had no idea we had to go after that thing twice. We had to fight both forms. So I gotta get used to all the buttons. I gotta get in the groove of just spamming through the buttons. Because of, this game being so different from all the other games. I don't get why they did that. How come in this game, all the controls are so radically different than other controls in the other Pokemon games? Doesn't know game theory. Oh, you guys have mentioned game theory before, but no, I don't know what they are. The only time I've heard of them was from you guys bringing it up previously. All right, Braviary. You know what? One thing I'm kind of hoping for in the Legends game that we get, I hope the new forms are of not only better Pokemon, but I hope they look cooler. Because a lot of the Hisui forms are kind of whack. Like Wardeer, meh. Sneasler, never liked those things. Think. Kleavor's pretty cool. That was the evolution. I like that. That was a cool idea. Then you have Hisuian Zoroark's cool. Hisuian Arcanine is okay. I'll admit, it is cool, but like, I don't know. That's again a Pokemon that I felt was like so good. It's like anything they'll do will never amount to how good it is. A game trailer is possible this guy or this month or next month? There's no way. Are you serious? Within the next 2 months, you're saying we're gonna get no way we're gonna get like the trailer. Probably just like a very, very small trailer, right? No way they'd give us some massive trailer already. We're assuming like August. During the Pokemon Presents in August, that's when I'm assuming we'll see some stuff about it. Because if you think about it, the last, handful of games, it's always been that Pokemon Presents in August. Sorry. All right, big boy. Not shiny. Running it back again. How fast are we going through these, you think? Like, every hour, what do you think is our rate of doing these? Let's time it. Let's see how long it takes. I'm going to time it. Ready? So we're facing the village here. Start the timer now. This is going full speed. Full speed. Let's see how long it takes us. We're at 11 seconds right now. Dude, I like mayonnaise. It tastes good on sandwiches, like BLTs, or any kind of like sandwich you're getting. Mayo's a good topping for sandwiches. Mayo and mustard. Not shiny. Back to the camp. Then from the camp, we have to go back again. I should speedrun a game. I was literally... What was I watching? And then when we get to the thing... So it takes 53 seconds. So I'm going to say on average about a minute to do the full song and dance with checking the Snorlax. So you think an hour, 60 minutes, but we have to cut that down to the intro and all that stuff. So probably about 50 an hour. That's not very good. 50 an hour and the odds are 4,000. We're never going to get this thing. Mayonnaise. I've never heard someone say that in the entirety of my life. Mayonnaise. Not mayo, you're weird. Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. But speaking of the speedrunning, I was watching, I think it was, who was it? I think it was the Jinxie podcast when he had, Charlie on. That's the guy's name. He's Moist Critical. He's got that weirdo name. Moist Critical. That's a weird name. But, the guy's cool. Like, I've watched some of his stuff before. Mainly of just him, like, talking about stuff. whenever there's like news or that kind of stuff in like the social media world or streaming world, I'll watch his videos for it. But I was watching that podcast that they did together, and they brought up speedrunning games, and I think he was telling Jinxie he should speedrun games. And I'm like, man, speedrunning games seems miserable. Because, like, if you finish, if you like, mess one thing up, isn't it, it's, like, trashed, right? Like, you have to start over. Because I've seen speedrunners do this stuff before in this reset, till you get, like, until you get a starter with, like, the right nature or something like that. I don't know. It was weird. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'd never want to do that. But here's the thing. I did kind of say the same thing about shiny hunting before. I'm like, shiny hunting kind of seems like it'd be miserable. But to be fair, that was in, like, the old games, and I still kind of stand by that. Like, shiny hunting in this game's fun because you have the open world spawns. Just running and encountering just over and over and over again, like a patch of grass and like Pokemon Black and White, that seems miserable. That seems miserable to me. Speedrunning is kind of the same way because it's like, to me, because it's the same sense of like, it doesn't seem like it'd be enjoyable, if you know what I mean. Speedrun Cult of the Lamb. That sounds like a scary game. I ain't playing scary games. There's no way. SMT3 speedruns for half a day? What's like a speedrun for like a Pokemon game? This game doesn't count. But like, what would be a speedrun in like Black and White? Or like Heart Gold, Soul Silver? Like those games. Like, how long did it take us? It normally takes us, like, 24 hours. Someone beat Let's Go in 3 hours? What? 3 hours? Let's Go, I'm almost positive took us, I'm pretty sure, like, exactly 24. Exactly 24 hours. But to be fair, like, I wasn't, like, racing through it. But still, 24? That's crazy. That he did it in 3. Because from, like, what is that, an eighth of the time I spent? Oh my god. People are speedrunning that game in 3 hours? What about Scarlet and Violet? Surely that one's like 5, right? Because with all the stuff in the game. You got to do the Team Star song and dance, then sit through all the dialogue. I'm pretty sure people switch. I do think that people switch it to Japanese, right? Because they can make the, or is it, I don't know. I think they switch it to I assume it's Japanese, but I'm pretty sure people swap the text to a language with characters rather than letters because it'll go by faster, I believe. Which is crazy. Like, that's the sweat stuff. And speaking of sweats, oh, God. Tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow morning, we're getting right back into the fire. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, I'm having a great time playing these shiny hunts and all this stuff. Playing Legends Arceus. Doing the tier lists. But I'm like, man, I want to compete. Get me back in Unite. I got to go play some Unite once again. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to be trying the new season of Unite. Seeing if it's going to be good. Will it be good? I don't know. Will I be raging? I don't know. It's been, what, 3 weeks now? This is the 3rd week since the new season came out. Right? Because Pokemon Day wasn't last week, but the week before. Yeah, so this is the 3rd week now that Ranked has been out for the new season. Or I should say the new season's been out, so people have been playing Ranked. So hopefully we won't have to deal with like super sweats and stuff. We will still have to deal with bad teammates. That's inevitable, but we can hopefully make do. We'll be pulling up with the Decidueye because I believe Dragapult got nerfed. He wants to join you? Nah, I'm good. I'll be rocking solo queue. I'm good for solo queue. Pull up with YY and just do some damage. See if we can get back to master ranked. Now, because I was master ranked before, I don't know what rank I get bumped down to. I think it's the one below master. You don't get put like one tier below master. Like, you know how you go like from like expert, like there's like 1 to 5. I think you start whatever the one below, like maybe veteran is the one below master, and you start at, or no, it's ultra class. It's ultra class. So you don't start at the last tier of ultra class. You go to the first tier of ultra class, I believe. So tomorrow we should have some decently fun games tomorrow. But if I'm in master rank solo queuing, and we're going against teams with Miraidon, Mewtwo, and Zacian, I don't even know. The only strategy genuinely might be you have one attacker, all healers, and the healers just rock with the attacker. You guys, oh no, did I stream that game? I think I did. Because I was sitting over here when no, wait. I don't know if I streamed this game or not, but I had a game in Pokemon Unite where it was a Dragapult, then a Blissey, Clefable, Dragapult, Blissey, Clefable. I want to say Hoopa, and I don't remember if the last one was a Wigglytuff or a Comfey. I believe it was a Wigglytuff. But nonetheless, or maybe was it an Eldegoss? I don't remember. I know they had Hoopa, Blissey, and Clefable, and Dragapult. I do not remember the last one was. If I was on stream, I could probably go look at it and look back at the stream. But they had all healers and one attacker. That attacker being Dragapult, the best attacker in last season. Dude, that was the worst defeat I've ever had in that game. We got our teeth kicked in. Wait, was that the shiny? Did I just hear it? For something? There's no Pokemon here, though. It won't play the audio again, will it? Whatever, who cares? We want lax and nothing else. Who cares? What was that noise? You hear that noise in the game? Like that ominous noise? The... Come on, Lax, we need you. We need your help to beat Volo. I don't have a shiny Lax in Scarlet and Violet, I don't think. We have shiny Munchlax. Shiny Munchlax is pretty cool. But we want the big boy. The big boy. Alpha Lax. I don't know, one thing with this game I will note, I don't like how it looks when you're like here. You see in the distance there, how it's the mountains and all that stuff, like, I don't, like, it looks just unfinished to me. Like in Scarlet and Violet, it's like the ocean surrounding you, so you don't deal with that issue, because it's just out looking out to sea at the water. But here, like, I'll show you guys, like, as we're flying through here, like, look at all just, like, the barren area around. I think it just kind of looks bland. Like, maybe if there were trees and stuff up there, honestly, that probably would make it fine. Like, so the grass up there, it just looks boring. Why is this stupid flag there? Nope. I love how after ZA was announced, everyone switched their poll to Pokemon Z. Oh, yeah, do you see that? Everyone voted, yeah. All you guys cheated on the poll. Everyone switched and voted Pokemon Z after Legend Z was announced. I think it's so funny. Literally just before the Pokemon Present started. Like, I think the last thing I said, it might have been the last thing I said before the Pokemon Present started. I'm like, there's no way we're getting the Legends, or we're getting a Pokemon Z, because, like, they'll save that for the next cycle. Then, sure enough, we got Legend Z, the Z game, which I was so hyped about. Do I think that if someone gets 3 timeouts from all streams, they should get banned? Are you asking me, like, if I think someone should, or is, like, does that happen? If you're asking if that happens, I don't know. And, like, if people are just getting time, if you're just timing people out, I don't care. Like, if they do something that's ban-worthy, ban them. I don't even know, can you ban them? Oh, my opinion. Nah, I don't think 3. We'll say, nah. Like, I'll ban someone, like, if I'll need to ban someone, I will. Like, there was one guy earlier in Twitch. Dude, I've banned more people on Twitch. I think I have more people banned on Twitch than we have followers on Twitch. Because all the bots tuning in. And then there was one guy earlier today just spamming the chat asking me to trade him. I'm like, no, I'm not trading you, so I banned him. Now we don't need to ban people, though. Because, like, how people get timed out, that's just fine. I can handle the banning of people. Because we can make it a scenery. We can make it an event. Banning them. Dude, I've had this cut on my finger. And there was just like a flap of... I don't want to show it, actually. There's like a little flap of skin over it. And finally that flap came off, so now it's like actually scabbing up and stuff. That's probably too much information. TMI, TMI. Man, I was talking about this earlier in the stream, but yesterday I went to see Dune. Oh my gosh, dude, it was insane. So what I did was I had been seeing all last week TikToks and stuff of Dune. I'm like, this movie seems like it's rather good. Now, I don't watch movies. I just watch anime. But I was convinced from TikTok, because I'm like, you know what? I've seen... TikTok's what got me to start watching... and, like, really watching anime in the first place. And so I'm like, you know what? If, like, I would be interested in seeing this movie because of the stuff I've seen from TikTok. I'm like, you know what? I should go watch it. But the thing is, it's the second one, so that meant I had to watch the first one first. So what I did Saturday night was watch the first one. And then... Actually, I should explain this whole story. I explained this earlier. I'll explain it now for those that weren't here. So this weekend was wild. Friday night, like I said, I had some stuff I was doing in the afternoon Friday. So I didn't really have any plans for a normal dinner. So I had McDonald's. I had 2 large Shamrock Shakes, 3 McChickens. No, 3 McDoubles. I'm protesting the McChicken. A large fry, and some nuggets. Then we came and battled Volo and got our teeth kicked in. It was a rough Friday night. But then we ended the stream at, I think, midnight. And then after we ended the stream, I posted and uploaded and scheduled the video for the next day to go live. Because, again, I didn't do it that day because I had something I was doing in that afternoon on Friday. So I posted the video, then I went to bed on Friday night. At about, like 1:30. 1:30, somewhere right around there. And so the next night rolls around. And I'm like, okay, you know what? If I want to go see Dune, I should probably watch the first one first. So Saturday night, I start watching the movie. I started watching it at like 11 o'clock, I think, or something like that. like 10:30, 11, I started watching it. And it's like a 2.5-hour movie, I believe. Like a little over 2.5 hours. And so, by the time I finished it, it was, what, 1 o'clock or something like that? No, it was like 1:30 by the time I finished it. It was like 1:30 by the time I finished the movie. And so, I'm like, all right, this movie's pretty good. It didn't, like, blow me away. I wasn't like, oh my God, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. But I'm like, it was good enough to where I'm like, all right, I'll go see the next one. I've been seeing so much good stuff about it on TikTok. I'm like, I might as well go see the next one. So I buy the tickets for what would be later that day. Because, again, this is like 1 a.m. Saturday night going into Sunday. So it's technically Sunday morning at 1 a.m. I bought the tickets at 1:57 p.m. And then I go to the laundry room to, like, get clothes and stuff to wear to get ready for bed and all that. And I come back up. And when I come back up, I'm looking at the clock in the kitchen. And I'm like, does that say 3 o'clock? I'm like, I swear it was just like 1:50, like about to be 2. Why is it 3? And I'm thinking, like, did I go through some time wormhole or something like that? Did I pass out down there? Like, what's happening? Then I hear my brother talking to Murphy. He's like, come on, Murphy, we got to go to bed. We just lost an hour. I'm like, wait, we lost an hour? He's like, yeah, the time change happened. I'm like, what? The time change happened? So I didn't realize we had a time change Saturday night going into Sunday, and we lost an hour. So I'm like, oh, great. So now everything's offset by an hour. And this time change, it gives us better time during the day, but it's worse for us physically because it takes an hour from us, and everything's pushed back. So I end up going to bed at what is 3 a.m. I'm like, I slept 10, 11 hours the previous night. We're going to the movie at 3. And I'm like, if I go to bed at 3, 12 hours from now is 3. I'm like, if I'm sleeping like 10, 11, maybe even 12 hours, I'm like, I might miss the movie. And so I set an alarm for 1 o'clock. I'm like, because, okay, I mean, maybe I'll sleep a while. I end up waking up at like 10 or 11. I got like 8 hours of sleep. I'm like, what? 8 hours? And the thing is, too, we were just talking about sleep and all that stuff last week. I'm like, I wasn't even tired. That was the thing. Because as we were saying, I was like, normally when there's like, those days where it's like you go from like a super long period of sleep and then you get super short amount of sleep. Normally, I'm not tired, which I was here. But this was different because I'm like, I'm going to bed at, what is 3 a.m. and then only getting 8 hours. I thought I was going to be all messed up. I was perfectly fine on Sunday. So I wake up Sunday, and then what we ended up doing, so I was taking one of my brothers had already seen it, then my other brother hadn't seen the movie yet. So we go plop him downstairs in front of the movie and say, watch this, we're going to see the second one by the time this is probably going to be done for you. He gets about 2 hours into the movie. Again, it's about it's about 2.5 hours. So he probably got to like the end of the movie. Like he had probably about 30, 40 minutes left in the movie. Then we left to go see the second one. We go to see the second one. Dude, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was so good. Now I'm seeing people compare it to Star Wars and all that stuff. Like, honestly, like, it's not as good as Star Wars. Now, again, like, Star Wars was influenced by Dune because Dune was the book and it came first. But it was so good, dude. One of my favorite movies I've ever seen in the theaters. Probably top 3 for me. Top 3 movies for me in the theaters. I don't know which is first. So I have Avatar, the original one. Watching that in 3D. I watched that one twice. I watched it in just normal and in 3D. Both were amazing. And then watching the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie. Dude, I watched that like the night before release. Because again, it was weird. At my theater, they had it like on Thursday night. The official release date was Friday. And it wasn't like a midnight premiere. We went at 7 p.m. on Thursday and went to see it. I was like, oh my God. And so we went to see that, barely any people there, and it was amazing. And it was so good, we went back the next night, and it was a packed house, sold out, and it was amazing once again. And so those are my 2 favorite movies. The Avatar one, I was little, though. That was a long time ago. That was a very long time ago, the Avatar movie. The blue people. Yeah, that one. Avatar, the James Cameron Avatar. That movie was like, that might be my favorite movie ever. But I'm talking like movie experience, like watching the movie in the theaters, the sound effects, the music, all the different stuff. Like, Avatar might be number one, dude, but Demon Slayer was so good. It was so good. Then Dune, easily number... I don't know if I'd want to put it above Avatar or Demon Slayer, but number 3 for me. For experiences in the movie. Here's the thing. Those other 2 movies I've seen twice. I'm like, I might have to see Dune twice to give it an accurate reading for me. Because it was... Is my controller going to die? It was so good. It was so good. Everything about it. I was mentioning this earlier too, so I won't go too in depth with it. But like with the movie, like I don't really watch movies anymore. I mainly just watch anime because like I've tried watching movies in like, I don't know. I've kind of described it with like subbed versus dubbed. Like there's certain times when you're watching, like I normally watch in subbed, but like there are shows I've watched in dubbed, like Full Metal Alchemist, I prefer in dubbed. Attack on Titan, I prefer in dubbed. Like One Piece, like I prefer subbed. Like Dragon Ball, I've gone back and forth with Dragon Ball. I've watched both. But I honestly probably prefer dubbed for Dragon Ball. But like there's certain shows where it's like the subbed versus dubbed, like the characters just don't fit. Like the characters just aren't, it just seems weird when you're going through both. Like for instance, I started watching, I didn't start really watching it. I watched one episode of Soul Eater last week. Episode 1, because I'm looking for something new to watch. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this. I'd seen a TikTok about it. Once again, I mainly pick my stuff to watch based on TikTok. I've seen a TikTok about it because I'm like, I'm reading, I've mentioned what I'm reading before. I don't want to say it right now because I'm almost caught up. I don't want to, like, spoilers for it. And so, I'm reading one thing right now, but I'm almost caught up with that. So I'm like, I gotta find something else to start, like, watching as well. So I'm like, I don't want to rewatch something. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch Soul Eater. I mean, 2 minutes into the first episode, and the guy, I think his name's Soul, the guy that turns into, like, the scythe, no disrespect to his Japanese voice actor, it didn't fit whatsoever. I'm like, I can't watch this. Like, this is, it was, like, it was bad. And then I go to the comments, and the whole comment section were, like, honestly, one of the only animes that's, like, genuinely better in dubbed versus subbed. So I'm like, all right. So I went and watched the dubbed one. It was kind of weird. Mainly it's because the character seems like he's young, but, like, both voice actors clearly were, like, older. So I'm like, I don't know. It was a weird vibe from it as a whole. And so, but that's an example there where, like, the characters just didn't really fit. That's how I honestly, like, I don't know. I don't know if this I've been ruined since I watched anime or something like that, or maybe it was just newer movies. But, like, honestly, most of the time when I'm watching newer movies and stuff now, I just feel like the characters, like, don't really fit. It just feels weird, man. I'm not interested in a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, Star Wars when I was younger was, like, my favorite thing there was. I probably like Star Wars more than Pokemon when I was younger. Now, I couldn't care less about the new Star Wars stuff. Like, the past 3 Star Wars movies, take those and combine them. Dune 2, I had a better experience watching that in the theater than the past 3 Star Wars movies. And, like, dude, I loved Star Wars growing up. It was my favorite. I grew up watching the Clone Wars show and all that. It was the best thing I'd ever seen. And, like, the last 3 movies were just, I don't know, they were just, I didn't care. It was like, yeah, they were just bad, I thought. This movie, though, was insane. All the actors and everything were phenomenal. Everyone was great. Except the Emperor guy. He was kind of disappointing. Because they hyped it up like the Emperor, like the biggest, baddest dude in charge. And like everyone we had seen up to that point was like, the reason they were in charge or they were strong was because they were kind of good in combat. That wasn't necessarily due to absolutely everybody, but that was like something that was heavily implied. It was like the strong, like the people that are physically strong are kind of the ones that'll help lead. And then we see this Emperor dude, this withered up old guy, and he's like, I was mentioning this earlier. I was going on a rant about this earlier. Dude's like, the guy that's playing the actor, or the actor for the Emperor in Dune, I was like, I should look at who is this guy? Like Timothy Chalamet, he was awesome for the main character, Paul. Then, dude, again, like, because it's kind of like Arceus as well. Where I'm watching this stuff, and I'm like, okay, Arceus is like the god of all Pokemon. Like, this guy's meant to be like the emperor of the whole thing. And he's just this, like, every time the actor was on the screen, he looked like he had just, like, woken up and was like, wait, where am I? Like, dude, that's genuinely, hang on. Dune cast. Christopher Walken, the Emperor. What other movies is this guy in? Catch Me If You Can. Pulp Fiction. Batman Returns. Man on Fire, Wedding Crashers, Joe Dirt. I don't know who this guy is. I thought he was the worst guy in the whole movie. Genuinely, like, that's the only complaint I had. Wayne's World 2. The Irishman. I don't know, dude. I didn't like him very much. That was the only complaint I had with the movie. Like, the Emperor was, like, meant to be this big, bad, crazy guy. Hey, yo, Mayo, I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Thank you. Hope you have a good one. Like, I'm expecting this Emperor guy to be some big, strong, cool guy, and he's just this withered-up old guy that every time he was on screen, he looked like he was, like, just woke up, and they just pulled him out of bed and was like, all right, old guy, let's go. I'm like, all right. I didn't really like how he was too much in the movie. But everything else was great. Everyone else was phenomenal. The pacing of it, I saw some people saying the movies were kind of boring, and, like, I could get the first one, because honestly, with the first one, like, there was a lot of times where I'm like, okay, the first movie, because again, I watched the first one Saturday night, and we watched the second one in theaters on Sunday afternoon. And so, I missed Hisui Zoroark outbreak. It is what it is. We're just looking for lax. But I saw some people saying the movies were boring, and some people were saying, oh, it's because they're building the stuff up. But I'm like, wait, I was watching the movies. I'm like, I didn't feel like they really built anything up. If anything, my only real complaint of the first movie was the fact that, like, I didn't really know how much was going on. Like, there was so much stuff where I'm like, I don't know who is this, who's that, like, what are these people, why are they important? Like, I understood that the people were important, but I'm like, why are they important? Where's the context of this? And everything made sense in the second movie, but the first one, it was like, I was kind of confused with a lot of the stuff. I will in the second one, though, it, like, kind of clarified everything. It's not like they went out of their way to clarify everything, but it's like, just watching it in the second movie, it made everything make sense. I do wish at the start of the first one, they could have given, like, 10 minutes just explain, like, this is who these people are, this is who's in charge, this is what's going on. Like, that's kind of like the only real thing I wish it had, just a brief explanation of, like, what's going on. Because it kind of just jumped right into it. I'm like, okay, I don't know who any of these people are. It felt like I missed, like, it felt like anime, where it's like, I feel like I missed the first episode, and we're kind of just into it now. I'm like, all right, or no, you know what, it kind of felt like this, if I had skipped the whole first season of an anime, and just started with the beginning of season premiere of season 2. Like, where they're kind of, like, talking about everyone and talking to everyone as if it's, like, nonchalant and casual, as, like, we the viewers have already seen these people and know who they are. And I'm watching Dune 1, I'm like, I don't know who are these people? Like, the witch lady, I'm like, she clearly is important. But I'm like, why? Why? I don't know why. But all that stuff made sense in the second movie. In the second movie, dude, there wasn't a, yo, Shadow, thank you for tuning in. There wasn't a single part where I was like, man, this is boring. Man, this is getting kind of slow. Every single part of the movie was, like, high-paced, high-energy, entertaining, and exciting. Everything. The entire movie beginning to end. And towards the end of the movie, there was like a battle part. And the build up to the battle is kind of like what the movie was, like, building up towards the majority of it. And I thought for sure that the movie was going to end and we were going to have to wait for the third one to see that battle. Because I do believe there's going to be a third one, because I've seen, like I said, I've seen people talking about this on TikTok. People saying, like, this is one of the best trilogies ever. And I'm like, wait, trilogy, meaning there's going to be 3 of them. This is only the second one. So I'm like, I was assuming a lot of that stuff at the end was going to not be shown. It was like, that's going to be in the next movie. Dude, I thought the movie was going to end, like, 5 different times, but then just kept going and kept showing awesome stuff. And there's 2 things I want to explain that really hammered home why I like the movie so much. First one was the fact that, like, with, like, stereotypical stuff that happens in movies, you have, like, for instance, say there's, like, a big build up to something, like a battle. Then, like, yes, a lot of the times the battles are cool. Like, they have all the action scenes, all the fighting, but it's, like, super long, and it's like, okay, yeah, I guess it kind of looks cool, but, like, in all honesty, I care more about the story. Like, I don't want to watch some big, crazy battle scene. Like, yeah, the battle scenes are cool. And in certain shows, it is like Star Wars. Like, that stuff's awesome to see. But, like, even in, like, the recent Star Wars movies, like, it was like, okay, I get it. Like, I know there's going to be the fight, like, but I kind of care more about the main story. Like, I don't want to see the whole fight. In this movie, like, there was the fight. They showed, like, a phenomenal opening shot of it and then just cut to, like, the conclusion of the fight, which was like, it wasn't like you missed anything. You completely understood what happened and what took place based on, like, the opening shot that they showed of it. And it was just, it was phenomenal. It was so good on that aspect alone, because, like, the stuff that I was expecting to see, like, I was expecting this boring stuff to continue to be there as it is in every other movie, and it just wasn't. They just completely glossed right over that and just were like, nope, we're not going by, like, the cookie cutter standards that everyone else does. We're just cutting to the good stuff, and that's literally all they did. It was phenomenal. And then, once again, like I said, there was multiple instances where I thought the movie was going to end, and it just kept going. Multiple scenes in the movie where I'm like, oh, this is the coolest scene in the movie. And it's like, nope, it gets even cooler and even better, and just kept going and going and going. The music as well, came to find out afterwards as I'm scrolling on TikTok, which, by the way, was weird. So I watched the movie, I get home, I'm making dinner, and I'm scrolling through TikTok. First TikTok I see was about the movie, and then I'd say that night, like, I'd say 95% of the TikToks I saw were about Dune. I'm like, how does TikTok know I went to see the movie? It was insane, but nonetheless, the movie, like, it was so good. It was just genuinely so good. And one thing I do want to add on. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The music. Dude, my controller's, like, disconnecting. There we go. One thing I do want to add on. The music. I came to find out as I was scrolling through TikTok, Hans Zimmer is the dude that did the music soundtrack. For context, he did the Batman movies, like the good ones. He did Kung Fu Panda, Lion King, Pirates of the Caribbean, Interstellar. Like, he's the goat of goats when it comes to the soundtracks for movies and stuff. It was phenomenal. I'm listening to the movie, like, man, they got some good music in this. Come to find out it's him. I'm like, okay, no wonder Hans Zimmer, the goat of goats, making a soundtrack for the movie. It was insane. And then, the one other thing I do want to bring up. Now, this is something that honestly has kind of, like, deterred me from seeing newer movies. Because, for instance, we're in there a little bit before the movie. One thing I've learned is that movies start 30 minutes after the scheduled start time. They have 30 minutes of the previews for the new movies coming up. So we got there a little bit after 3, like, knowing that the movie wasn't going to start right away. And while I'm watching the previews and trailers there at the start, I'm like, it's all the exact same stuff. It's literally the exact same stuff every single time. They do the whole song and dance or the intro of the movie, super intense and all that stuff. And that's fine, like, I get it. But every single trailer ends in the exact same way. There's some big build-up, something super intense, like what appears to be like one of, if not the climax of the movie. Then it, like, cuts to some, like, jump scare type thing, because the volume is 500% greater than it is for the actual movie. Like, when you're, like, I'm watching Dune 2. The volume for the previews beforehand were, like, 5 to 10x what they were for the normal movie. It was absurd how loud these stupid things were. For all these movies that I'm like, I ain't ever gonna go see, they look like they suck. But every single one of them had the exact same thing. Like I said, the build up to, like, what appears to be one of the climaxes of the movie itself. Then it, like, cuts, like some intense cut they do. And then it's some comedic relief character trying to drop some funny line. And then it does, like, the like, title shot of, like, the movie. Like, the title of the movie, like, BRRRM, like, Transformers 58. And then it's, like, releasing blank in March 19th, 2026. They do something like that. But it's that comedic relief part. I've grown to hate that. Those comedic relief characters they have in all these movies now. I'm like, we don't want it, we don't need it, they're not funny. It's just corny and stupid the majority of the time. If I want to watch something funny, I'll go watch someone like Queso. If I'm going to watch Transformers 56, I want to see Optimus Prime throwing down with Megatron. I don't want to see some stupid human making some funny joke. Like, all these movies, it's like all this crazy cool stuff going on, all this serious stuff going on, and there's some stupid guy that's trying to be funny. It's like in the class clown in school. Like, buddy, shut up. No one likes you. Just be quiet over there. And here we have every single trailer, every single movie. Like, if you go look at, like, new movie trailers right now, every single one, they'll have some big, intense scene. It'll cut, then it'll be some dude trying to say some funny line, and then it goes to the title scene of the trailer. It's so annoying. It makes me so mad. It's one of the reasons why I don't watch really new movies anymore. But in Dune, there wasn't a single, like, comedic relief dude or character trying to be funny whatsoever. Everything was, like, legit and serious to the point. It was, like, it was phenomenal. It was so good. Now, I'm seeing people say it's going to be years until we get the next one. Now, I don't think this is going to be like anime for me, where, like, for instance, Blue Lock, I couldn't even wait for the next episode. I had to start watching it while the season was still airing on Crunchyroll. My controller keeps disconnecting. Or like, what's another manga I read? One Piece I started reading. I was anime only, then I started reading that. Black Clover I read. Because I'm like, I can't wait for whenever the anime is returning. And like, a lot of this stuff I can't wait for. And this, like, the Dune is based on books. Now, I don't think I'd want to read the books, though. Because the movies were so good. I'm like, I don't think the book will be able to replicate this. Now, I do kind of want to read the books. So, I know there's multiple books, and I know that there's obviously 2 movies right now, and they plan on making a third. I believe they plan on making a third. But I don't know the order in which to go for the, like, for instance, are movies 1 and 2 based on 2 separate books? Or is that just, like, 1 book? Or is that 3 books? Like, I have no idea. For instance, in Blue Lock, when I started reading that, like, I was able to go exactly from the most recent episode where that ended in the manga and just pick it up with the next chapter. Or like One Piece. I remember when I started reading One Piece, it was the middle of a chapter. Like, the anime, whatever anime episode it was, where it ended, it was like when One Piece went on the hiatus because Toei got hacked. And it was like an indefinite hiatus for the anime. I'm like, I can't wait. I gotta read the manga. And so whenever I started reading the manga, it was like the middle of a chapter is where the anime left off. Which was fine, because I'm like, I had that exact chapter to go look at. Excuse me. But with Dune being based on the books and stuff, I don't know, can I just like this last movie, was that the end of a book? Was that like the middle of a book? I have no idea. So I have to look into that. But I do kind of want to read the first book. Because like I said with the movie, whatever the first book is about, hopefully doesn't go all the way to what would be the third movie. If it goes beyond that, or if it goes to that, I'll stop before I get there. But because, like I said, the only thing I really complained about with the first movie was, like, they didn't have enough context for all these people they had in it. I'm like, I kind of wish I knew a bit more about these people or who these people were. They just didn't give us any of that. And so what I'm thinking is, like, maybe it was explained in the book, and they just cut it for the movie, because the movie was pretty long already. I will note, like, while I was watching that movie, I'm like, I didn't want it to end. Like, there's a lot of movies I went to, I'm like, all right, let's wrap it up. Let's go. Like, the last Avatar movie, man. Like I said, the first Avatar movie might be one of, if not my favorite movies of all time. Going to watch that in the theaters was one of the best experiences I've ever had going to movie theater. And the second one, probably because I like the first one so much. Like, the first one I have all the way up here. Like, my expectation for the second one, after it had been so long, like, nothing that movie could have done probably could have lived up to my expectations. So because of that, like, I don't know. I do want to read the book, though. Read the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal manga. I've never read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mangas. Are they good? I'm gonna have to check those out. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Mangas? That says Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, right? Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I'm gonna have to check that out. But to wrap up my story of what I'm talking about with Dune, like, dude, it was so good. If you guys haven't seen it, I would encourage you to watch the first one, and then go watch the second one. Here's another good thing about the second one. It picks up, like, there's no, like, time skip between the first one and the second one. The first one ends, and it's literally, like, maybe 10, 15, like, an hour later, maybe, the second movie begins. It was, like, where the second movie begins in. It was awesome. It was so cool. That I really liked as well. But I'm interested to see what the third movie is going to be about. I know, like, what... I get the gist of what it's going to be about, but, like... Dude, it remind... we were talking about this earlier, too. It reminds me so much of Attack on Titan with Eren. So, Paul, the main character in Dune, he's literally Eren. Or Eren's him, because Dune came first. I gotta look this up. Eren has to be based on Paul from Dune. Literally, like... the exact same things happen to one another. Like, for instance, Eren gets, like, family killed, kicked out of where they were living. He's forced to go join in with the scouts. Or he's not really forced, like, he chooses to, but, like, the idea is, like, he's living in a place, his place gets attacked, they get kicked out, and he has to go, then results with the scouts. Then we have Paul. His family get in their, like, place on the planet get attacked at the beginning of the first movie, and then he's forced to flee and leave, and then now he's living with the natives to the Fremen, I believe they're called, the native people to that planet. Just like Eren goes to the scouts. Not the exact same thing, but, like, same concept. Then you have, like, kind of their story and stuff with building up to it, and, like, they're both kind of like, they have, like, these powers and stuff. They don't exactly know how to use them, know what the purpose of the powers are. And then there's, like, the one key thing, they're like, I will know Aaron's is kind of a bit different, because Eren gets into more fighting and stuff really beforehand, where Paul doesn't really get into, like, there is some fighting and stuff, but not to, like, the magnitude of what Eren was doing, like, with the Return to Shiganshina and all that stuff. But the stuff that happened post-Return to Shiganshina, I guess kind of, you could say, it was kind of simple. Just, again, it's the same concept. It's just gone about a little bit differently. But literally, the thing that led them to do what they did in the end, which I can guess what happens with Paul and Dune, because of the similarities with Eren and what Eren did. Because quite literally, like, the thing that, like, you could say flipped the switch on Eren, literally the exact same thing that happened to Paul. Now, I'm not going to give, it might seem vague. I don't want to give too many specific details. I don't want to spoil anything. But I guess it's not really spoiling anything, because that's kind of been, like, the gist of the movie from, like, the first trailer. But, again, I don't want to spoil anything. Well, I'll probably talk about it again at a later date. We can bring it back up. Once it leaves theaters, we can bring it back up, and we can talk about it some more. But the idea that, like, literally the thing that made them, like, the switch flip and it caused them to go do what they would end up doing is the exact same thing. And then what they go on to do, I assume, is the same thing as well. Because kind of the build-up to the whole movie is like, I don't want to do this and do that because I know how everything's going to end. Eren was kind of the same way with, like, he had no choice to do what he did, and it's like, everything that happened in the end with, like, the rumbling and all that stuff, like, I'm going to actually look this up right after the stream. I'm actually interested in this. I mentioned this earlier and I didn't look it up. I actually have to look it up now. Because I kept seeing TikToks of people comparing Anakin Skywalker, Paul Atreides from Star Wars, Paul Atreides from Dune, and then Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. And I get the Eren and Paul one. I didn't really get the Anakin one too much. Besides that, Anakin was, like, a chosen one. But, like, Anakin, like, went, I guess because, nah, I don't really get it. Maybe I kind of forgot what the point of Star Wars was with Anakin turning to the dark side and all that. But, like, Palpatine kind of, like, convinced him to do so, and it's like, that never really was a thing with, like Eren. Like, he just kind of, like, knew what needed to be done. Nonetheless, the movie was phenomenal. It was so good. And I was explaining this earlier, too. Like, maybe that's why I like it so much. Because, as I mentioned before, Attack on Titan is my favorite anime of all time. Without a doubt. The best anime I've ever seen. Now, again, One Piece, I was literally saying last week, is I think the best story that'll be ever be written throughout human history. That's where I hold One Piece. But the anime for Attack on Titan is better because the pacing for One Piece will never be able to match Attack on Titan. I explained this earlier in the stream as well. But like episode 54 of Attack on Titan, titled Hero. Yo, Granite City, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Episode 54 of Attack on Titans, titled Hero. What I think is the single best anime episode of all time. Because of what happened. It was the climax of all climaxes. You had Levi starting off the episode by slaughtering the Beast Titan. Then you have Hanji, Mikasa, John, Connie, the whole crew. They all take out the Colossal Titan. And then Eren and Armin take out... No, they take out the Armored Titan, sorry. Then Eren and Armin take out the Colossal Titan. I'm like... Look at all this stuff that happened. They're like, the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan are like what... So the Colossal Titan and Armored Titan are like what started the whole thing with breaking the wall. Then you have like the Armored Titan being... And them being like the traitors and stuff. And then like Eren fighting Reiner and all that. And then like the whole... like season 2 essentially. With the context we got with Reiner and Bertolt and all that stuff. And then you look at also, too, with the Beast Titan, how we've had him. Like, he just took out all the scouts. Like, he's this big, mysterious guy that we don't really, like, know much about. It seems like super strong and all that. And all of them just get taken out in that episode. And the way in which the Beast Titan got taken out, that's my favorite, like, fight, quote-unquote, in all of anime. It's not really a fight, because Levi just slaughtered him. But that's one of my favorite things in all of anime. That episode alone is, I think, the single best episode ever. It was so good. But you look at that. Those three things that happened. Levi fighting the Beast Titan, Hanji, Mikasa, and all them fighting the Armored Titan, and then Eren and Armin fighting the Colossal Titan. If that was One Piece, that'd be like 12 episodes. Like, each fight would be like 3-4 episodes long. Like, One Piece wouldn't fit all that in one episode. But I clicked the wrong thing. Like, they wouldn't all... And exactly, the ending of that episode as well. Like, all of that, like, if that was One Piece, it'd be so many episodes. So because of that, I can never put the One Piece anime above Attack on Titan. Now, we are getting the, like, SparkNote version of One Piece. Like, the abbreviated, like, the, like, fast-pacing season of it is, like, coming out by Wit Studios, who made... the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan and season 1 of Vinland Saga. 2 of my favorite, like, first season of Vinland Saga, I absolutely loved, was insane. And then the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, I absolutely loved as well. And then they both gave up their stuff to Mappa, which I like Mappa, but, like, dude, I loved how, Wit's my favorite, probably, studio there is. For, like, that kind of stuff. Like, I like them better than, I will note, Mappa with JJK is unreal. But, like, for Attack on Titan and for Vinland Saga, like, I personally just liked Wit way better than Mappa. But again, Wit, we have, like, it's set, One Piece is setting up to, like, overtake Attack on Titan for me. With, again, I think it's the best story that will ever be told. It's my favorite manga there is. We have Wit Studios, one of my favorite studios, making it, and it's gonna be, like, fast pacing. Like, it's gonna be insane. I assume new openings as well for it. Like, it's setting up to be just phenomenal. I can't wait for it. But even that, like, I don't even think that could be able, like, I don't even think that will be able to overtake Attack, like, especially, like, how I felt watching Attack on Titan, like, the edge of my seat feeling every single episode, like, dying to know what comes next and what happens next is, like, unmatched by anything I've watched. Like, it was insane. My experience watching that would be my favorite experience watching anything ever. It's the best. Attack on Titan's the best. It's the best anime there is, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people disagree and stuff, which is fine. Like, it's good that people disagree which is the best anime, because that means there's a lot of really good ones out there. People are disagreeing over which is the best one. Whenever people get so heated and mad when talking about, oh, this is better than that, but I'm like, people have their own opinions and all that stuff. Like, for me, Attack on Titan's the best one there'll ever be. And again, the main character is Eren, and, like, his story in that, like I said, seems to be the arc he kind of goes on is just like Paul from Dune. So maybe that's why I liked Dune so much, because it's literally Eren. It's literally Eren. I'm so hyped for the 3rd movie, though. It's gonna be insane. Whenever, probably not gonna be like, what, this is the first one came out in 2021. What's 2021 to 2, 3, 4? That's 3 years. And, like, I saw a clip of, like, the director talking about it, and, like, he kind of made it seem like there's a bit, like, so for instance, how movies 1 to 2 went, like I said, there was like 5 minutes seemingly in between the end of movie 1 and the beginning of movie 2. Like, I think for the third movie, he kind of made it seem like it was like it doesn't like jump exactly right back into it the same way. I thought I saw somewhere someone said a time skip too. I'm like, oh, that would kind of be rough. Because like if there's a time skip, it's probably a while. And if there's a time skip, then wouldn't that mean the actors have to be older? But like, then you have to like think about all the different factors that play in with that. Because it's like real life age and all that stuff. Like it's insane. I don't know. It probably will be a while until we see the next one. Probably like 4 years or something like that. But it's going to be so good whenever it does come out. Because this one was absolutely insane. One of the best movies I've ever seen. Yo, Chrissy Sweet, thank you for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate it. One of the best movies I've ever seen. But getting back to the One Piece stuff, dude. Hey, wait, new Yu-Gi-Oh anime might happen. Is there a new season of Yu-Gi-Oh? Dude, I'm kind of hyped for the new Beyblade anime. Has that started yet? Because they came out with like Beyblade X, right? I've seen Purple Cliff and stuff play with that. I kind of want to get some. I loved playing with Beyblades when I was younger. Beyblade was the best. Honestly, like, so I mentioned like Star Wars was probably my favorite thing when I was younger. My favorite thing to kind of like, I'm trying to think, because I didn't like legit play the Pokemon TCG. I don't really play video games too much when I was younger. I played like Pokemon games and stuff. Like playing Beyblade, dude, that was my favorite thing to do when I was younger. I might have to get back into Beyblade, just get some just to see what they're like. Because I know Burst was around for a while. First they did like that wheel thing, then they did Burst. I don't know how good Burst was. It seemed fine. But like the Metal Fusion ones were the best ones. El Drago, oh yeah. Yo, Italian, I appreciate it. I just saw we had a Hisuian Zoroark mass outbreak up there. I'm good, though. We're staying on track for Lax. Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom hopes it follows the card story. I mean, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! For me is, like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back into the anime. Because, like, 5Ds was so good. Again, dude, I'd put 5Ds up with, like, actual, like, other animes I've watched. Like, realistically, I'm going to put Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds above, like, My Hero or something like that. Dude, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds so much. I rewatched, specifically the first, like, big part of it. Like, the Earthbound Immortal, like, from when Yusei gets to the city and then the Earthbound Immortal part. Actually, no, from the beginning of 5Ds to the end of the Earthbound Immortal arc. Like, that's peak Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. That was the best. And then, like, the stuff afterwards with, like, the tournament and, like, all those other, like, the robotic crazy guys and all that. It was cool. I did really like it. But, like, dude, that first part was, like, nothing compares to it for me. Yeah, so that's actually... So, Redstone, that's one thing I've actually been meaning to watch. So, the 5Ds ending never... They had, like, there was a dub ending. Like, it never ended how the Japanese anime aired. I believe the Japanese anime ends with, like, Yusei and Jack dueling. While the English one ends with the end of that tournament. And so, I'm like... I never really watched it before. But, like, this was years ago, man. And I was like, I never watched, like, subbed stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to watch this. But now, like, I watch more subbed than I do dubbed for anime now. So I'm like, I'm going to have to check it out and watch it. Surely it's up somewhere on some website. Like, I know that on Crunchyroll it's on there. I don't know if it's subbed or dubbed on I don't know if it's subbed and dubbed on Crunchyroll, though. I know dub's there. I assume sub's there, then, probably. We never got dubbed of Jack getting Red Nova Dragon or Yusei using Shooting Quasar. Yeah, I think that's... I'm trying to remember. I have Shooting Quasar Dragon. That's literally in my Stardust deck. But I'm trying to think. Because, no, yeah, you're right. We never saw him with the Red Nova Dragon. So maybe it goes beyond just after that tournament. Now that I think of it. Is there something that happens after that? Watch it on stream? I don't think I can watch stuff on stream. I think that's illegal. Is that... So, you know, the tournament ends. And in English, Jack never got that card in the English story. So is there more stuff after that that takes place? If there is, dude, I might start watching that tonight. Because I know Yusei gets that. He gets the one tablet that was it Shooting Star Dragon? Obviously, like in the Earthbound one, he had Stardust Dragon and then Majestic Star Dragon, both of which I have as well. And then it was Shooting Quasar Dragon is like the best one, but like there was another one in there. It is shooting. Look at that. Look at the Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge I've got. It is Shooting Star Dragon, right? Was there did Jack have a counterpart to that? Yeah, Shooting Star Dragon. He got that from the tablet. And then did Jack have one too? Because obviously, like, Jack has Red Dragon Archfiend. Yusei has Stardust Dragon. Yusei has Majestic Star Dragon. Red has, like, Majestic Red Star. He has a Majestic Dragon as well. Yusei has Shooting Quasar Dragon. Jack has Red Nova Dragon. But, like, for Shooting Star Dragon, does he have, like, a counterpart like that? I don't think he ever did. Well, this guy's got somewhere here. Versus Red Supernova Dragon. The Red Supernova Dragon's sick. Red Supernova Dragon. This is the one I'm thinking of, right? Yeah. Wait, they made a Crimson Dragon card? Wait, no, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. Red Supernova Dragon? This isn't it. The card I'm thinking of, like, looked at it from the side. Oh, it was just Red Nova Dragon. Wait, so which is better, Supernova or Nova? Oh, Supernova. Oh, so Red Nova Dragon's the counterpart to... Is that the counterpart to Shooting Star Dragon? Both have modern support. I might have to start playing... we might have to do a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. No, yeah. The Red Supernova Dragon would be the best one. But hang on. There's a Crimson Dragon card. From Duelist Next from 2023. This isn't even that... Do I get a Crimson Dragon in a PSA 10? If this card is special summoned, you can add one spell/trap that mentions Crimson Dragon from your deck to your hand, which is the quick effect. You can target one level, or no, this is the quick effect. You can target one level 7 or higher synchro monster on the field, except Crimson Dragon. Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do so, special summon one dragon synchro monster from your extra deck with the same level as the targeted monster. This is treated as a synchro summon. You only can use each effect of Crimson Dragon once per turn. So once per turn, you can bring out, like if I'm going against my opponent and say they have say they got Red Dragon Archfiend on the field, I can send that back to their extra deck and I can throw out a Stardust. Now, like I put on display a couple of streams ago, I've made my deck so I can pretty much summon Stardust Dragon on my first turn, no matter what. Can I get that thing in it? That looks so cool. Is there a Crimson Dragon in a PSA 10? Crimson Dragon PSA 10. How much is it? There's none up. Oh, no, here's one. 225. That would be so sick. The Crimson Dragon. Oh, no, here's a 10. Oh, it's Japanese, though. Dude, maybe I do a Yu-Gi-Oh opening to try to get that. Maybe I do that. What's that from? Duelist Nexus. It's called Dune. No way. We're literally talking about Dune? Duelist Nexus. Can you still buy this? Dude, my pack luck with Yu-Gi-Oh! Was insane. Duelist Nexus, Wait, there's a booster box up for 50 bucks on Amazon? How much are Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster boxes? Like, Pokemon ones are around 100 bucks. Duelist Nexus booster box. Oh my god, it's 40 bucks. Oh, I gotta do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening. Oh my god. Hey, what's the set list for this thing? Duelist Nexus set list. Or is it called card list in Yu-Gi-Oh? Might be called card list, not set list. My bad, my bad. Yo, Churros, thank you for tuning in. Oh no, I would use Toy Wiz for looking. I was like, what website would I use to look at the card lists for the stuff from Yu-Gi-Oh? Hey, and sorry everyone. We're taking a sidetrack here. We're looking up Yu-Gi-Oh. Duelist Nexus. Where is this? I did buy a booster box of the original set when it got reprinted for like the 25th anniversary. Alright, this is the set with the Crimson Dragon. Oh, it's a secret rare. It's 120 bucks on Toy Wiz. TCG Player. How much was it on TCG Player? Near Mint First Edition. 25 bucks. How much is it on eBay? Dude, the Crimson Dragon, like literally, I made my own version of that card when I was younger. Like, I drew it. Crimson Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like 20 bucks for the card. Dude, that would be a sick one to have in a 10. So I was mentioning one thing I kind of want to do. Like, so I like Pokemon. Pokemon's my favorite. But, like, I've always kind of wanted to have, like the best, my favorite / best card of each TCG I'm interested in like, a PSA 10. Just because I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. So, for instance, with Pokemon, like, I haven't had one thing, because, like, obviously I'm not going to get a base set Charizard. I don't even like that card too much. But one thing I do like is, which I kind of realized, I was debating getting, like, should I get a Gold Star Rayquaza? But that'd be, like, over $1,000 for, like, and I have to sell a bunch of stuff to get one that's, like, a 1. And so then it dawned on me, I'm like, when we were doing the eBay stream, I'm like, I should get a Hidden Fates Shiny Charizard GX and a PSA 10. And so that's the card I want now. That's like the Pokemon card I want. So I'll get it one day. But that'll be like the graded, like, nice Pokemon one. Excuse me. Sorry, I burped. And then for the One Piece TCG, I want Manga Shanks. Then for Yu-Gi-Oh!, I've always said I want Ghost Rare Stardust Dragon. Because, like, Stardust Dragon's my favorite card. And that's, like, the rarest version of it. But I'm like, if I could... And I would have to get one in, like, a 6 or something like that. Because, like, they're so expensive. But, like, if I could get a PSA 10 of the Crimson Dragon, I should get that. Then Dragon Ball 2. There's this one Dragon Ball card I've seen. It's of Goku when he's, like, in the angel. And he's, like, flying away in, like, waves. And he's got the angel wings and, like, the halo on his head. I really like that card. That card's expensive, too, though. Of course, like, the cards I like from these TCGs are, like, the most expensive cards from the entire thing. The Crimson Dragon, though, dude, that's so sick they made that a card. I should get one just to put in my deck. I have white sleeves for my deck, too, so it'll match perfectly because of the Synchro Monsters. And my deck box is red. Oh my god, it's going to be so cool. And then... I might want to get that in a 10. That would be awesome. Maybe sell some graded Pokemon cards to get the Crimson Dragon. I wanted to build a red Dragon Archfiend deck and I duel your Stardust deck. I've kind of made a Red Dragon Archfiend deck a little bit. So I have Red Dragon Archfiend. I have, like, the Majestic Dragon of Red Dragon Archfiend. I don't know what it's called. I apologize. But then, like, a lot of the Archfiend monsters, like all of the, oh, what were they called? Like, Jack had all those different tuners. What were they called? I don't think they were Archfiend. Let me look it up. Was it the Archfiend? Was it Archfiend tuners? It was like all those little, like, gremlin-looking things. The Resonators. No. Dark Resonator. Yeah, the Resonators. Dark Resonator. I don't know the other names. What's this one here? Soul Resonator. I didn't have that one. Where's the one I had? I just saw the fan one. Creation Resonator. I had a bunch of these. I had a bunch of these Resonator ones. Barrier Resonator. I had all those. I had all those in there. Then a couple of other cards. Like, I tried to base it on the anime. Like, what they had in the anime. Like, I tried to use those cards in the decks that I was making. We made some good ones. And then I made a Blackwing deck as well. That one's really cool. I really like the Blackwing cards. I've always liked those. Because I really like Crow as a character in the show. The Blackwing Armor Master is one of my favorite cards of all time as well for Yu-Gi-Oh! We're off on a complete Yu-Gi-Oh! Tangent right now. That's another thing I've always really liked, though. Then Zexal I got into a little bit. Like, I like the Leviathan Dragon. I like Utopia. I like the Galaxy Eyes Dragon. What was that guy's name? Kite? I don't remember what his name was. Redstone, do you know? They also have manga versions of Stardust and Red Dragon Archfiend. Stardust, I'm looking this up. Manga, Stardust, Dragon. Seriously? Spark Star Dragon. Oh my god, they made like an actual card based on it too? That's sick. Whoa, Stardust got his head cut off in this scene. If you've never seen Stardust's head chopped off, then well, wow. First manga panel I see of Yu-Gi-Oh! is Stardust getting his head chopped off. Yeah, Kite Tenjo. Dude, I'm pretty good with these. I'm remembering all these names. I'm just pulling those out of thin air. Now, but the Galaxy Eyes Dragon, I really liked that one. That one was awesome. I remember when he first battled Yuma in Zexal, he kicked his teeth in. Utopia didn't stand a chance. I really like the puppet guy. I do not remember his name. The guy from Zexal with the puppet cards. He was cool. Master Duel? I think my brother's done that. Is that the app? Alright, everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this stream up here. We unfortunately didn't get Shiny Snorlax today, but we will try again at a later date. Next time we play this, I might be doing, we might go do, the next time we do this, we might go try to battle Volo again. We'll have to wait and see. But for tonight, for this stream, that was all. Yo, Granite City, thank you for taking the time to tune in. Redstone, thank you for chilling out and watching. I appreciate it. Churros, thank you for watching. Chrissy, thank you for taking the time to tune in. Mary, thank you for taking the time to tune in. Teleon, thank you for watching. Shadow, thank you for watching. Mayo, thank you for watching. Everyone that tuned in tonight, I thank you all so very much. I really do appreciate it. We'll be live tomorrow morning, playing Unite. Going back into it. Then tomorrow night, we'll be back. I might do a tier list tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for that. But we will be live once again tomorrow night and tomorrow morning, as always. As for tonight, like I said, that is all. I thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And